And I think we are live now. Let me see. Things looking good. Stream
I have to
clicking.
pull I up on my extra phone.
Nice.
Oh yeah, me too. On my extra phone. Yeah.
Yeah, pull up and tell me how it looks and sounds, Jacob. Why did you turn off your camera? When you turn off your camera, you ruin what I'm doing.
Are we streaming on YouTube?
Yes.
Sorry.
All right.
I will not touch it again.
Please don't. When you look at the camera or on the stream, you'll see what I'm doing there. All right. So we are Gucci.
We are.
Actually, what help if y'all do want to listen to it? That way I can hear y'all music playing. If you want to hear your music playing, I don't know what y'all want to do with that, but all right, let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the DLC Podcast, where we talk games, movies, all things in between. It is our first episode of the year. We haven't been around for like a month, I would say, or I haven't at least. Jacob and Juicy J here have been doing some do lunch chatting, which I hope you guys enjoy.
Right.
We if you haven't checked out their latest episode on Arcane, please do check it out. It is our most controversial video we have. It is the first video we have where we got a couple of dislikes, which I'm not used to, but it's okay.
We got quite a few dislikes.
Yeah, but it all happens. It's all
we got feedback too, so
I'll get feedback on that. But before we continue on, hope everyone's doing well. Everyone's doing being progressive on their new year, and we are being progressive by adding another member because Juicy J liked doing lunch chatting so much he actually wants to be an official member. So Juicy, welcome aboard.
I'm glad to be here, Chet.
And
I'm glad you are too, because our credit score went up since you joined.
Our credit score
appreciate you.
It's good to be here. It's been fun to listen to y'all and to try help on the sidelines, but it's good to finally be here, Coach. Thanks for putting me in.
Yeah,
Let me show you.
So we're currently live on YouTube, and if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. You can check us out at Do Let's Chat, and then you'll know when we go live. And if you're listening to us over the Spotify, Google Podcast, whatever, any streaming platform, we really do appreciate it. Thanks for not losing hope on us and by us not being here. But yeah, we're back. And without further ado, let's just hop right into it, right, boys? So the topic for today, my favorite boss music. Not the best boss music. We all agree to this, right? We're not saying these are the greatest boss musics of all time. It's just our personal favorites.
Yes. So this one was a little difficult because I had to dig deep, and even the ones I did find, I was like, man, I used to love these songs, and I pulled them up and be like, I had different tastes when I was younger. That's for sure.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. My taste has stayed the same. But Juicy J, you're the newest member. I'm going to start playing it. Obviously, you're not gonna be able to hear it, but the chat will. So yeah, so I'm going to start playing it now and going to talk about it. We have Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past boss music.
I mean, come on now. It's Legend of Zelda. Any of the music that comes from that is iconic. I feel like you hear it, you recognize it. You know, the games themselves were phenomenal. It usually starts the war of whose game is better, who likes Skyward Sword versus Twilight Princess versus Breath of the Wild. A great game, but I think that as far as the series goes, and as for me, as far as a boss music that's really just like catching me, like gets into it, was Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past boss music. It was the same for all the bosses when you fight them. It's upbeat. It kind of just like, you're like, oh hey, well there's the change. Here's the boss. You got to get going. And I mean, it just impacted me as a kid, and even nowadays I play that game just on my downtime, and I love listening to it. I love hearing it. When you take too much damage, you hear the swing of the hearts as you're trying to fight. It's just kind of getting you like, oh gosh, and then it's like, man, it's just that. I mean, when y'all asked about this, I went straight to that, listened to that for like an hour straight. I love it. So.
And I don't know if Jacob's played Link to the Past, but because it's on the Switch, that's why I started playing it. And as soon as I heard it, the first thing I thought of was the centipede boss battle.
Mm.
And then, there was like a moth one, right, or something like that. I remember like it was shooting fire everywhere.
Yeah. So I mean, there are many bosses. I could spend a lot of time talking about Link to the Past, but ultimately, I mean, from Ganon to the Rhino with the helmet on the face from in the light world. Many of the bosses in the dark world, like the false thief guy that's like following you, and then you find out, oh, hey, it's a boss. You got to fight it. The eye in the pool with all the other little eyes. The what was I really liked about it was that all the boss music stayed the same, but it was still so upbeat. Like every time you're looking for, like, okay, here we go. This is it. You know.
Yeah. And I mean that not even just the boss music. That game as a whole aged pretty well, honestly.
It did. It did. It like again. I played that when I was young, and it's hard to imagine now because we have so many games with DLC with a lot of extra content or content added. But when I was playing this game, it came off the cuff of playing like Street Fighter, playing Mario, playing some smaller games, F-Zero, and then you start playing like more of an RPG. It's like, okay, this is cool. You know, you run around, you're saving the world. You got to get these 3 pendants. You got to get the Master Sword. Let's go fight Ganon. You're thinking, game over. You just say the princess right. Wrong. You switch the dark world. You'd already been once before. You didn't really know much about that, but bam, all of a sudden you've got to go to like, you know, just what was it? Was it 7 or 9 other shrines? It's been a second, but I think it's 9.
It was 9 or 8.
Yeah, it's 9. It's odd, so it's 9, and you have to go to these shrines and save other maidens just to save Zelda, you know, and go fight Ganon again. And my whole thing as a kid, that was a huge reveal to me. Because it's like, hey, I get to play more, and then there's more to do, and you got to jump between between worlds and stuff to do things. It's immersive, it's great, and of course, compared to nowadays, you know, it's going to be hard to say, okay, well, yeah, it's just as good as some of the other games out here.
I'll say it.
Extend, but yeah, no, hey, I'll stand it hard, baby. I will stand behind it.
Like this game.
Yeah,
the quality of this game are what people who do games similar to this, like indie games, are trying to get to. Like that's the goal, and there are some people that can surpass it with Shovel Knight and whatnot, but that's another conversation right there. But all right, so Link to the Past boss music, very iconic, for sure, very iconic. And even as someone who, even if I didn't play, I would know it just because I've seen and heard it on other like YouTube videos and
it is straight up an OG.
So sticking with the classics, you know, gotta stick with the classics. One for me that stuck out, and I still jam to it to this day because it just when that beat drops, bro, it changes things. And it's King K. Rool's theme, where you get the you know, the typical pirate music, a little jig going. And then, you know, you get the drums that come in and get the bass going, and you like, dude, you get so amped, right? And the thing is how that game was, how Zelda was nostalgic for you, right? Mm-hmm. This game was nostalgic for me, and there's not so much of me playing this game a lot. It's actually just from watching my brothers play the game and seeing them rage at each other, saying you're wasting all of our lives and whatnot. But as a kid, whenever I heard the music, dude, like I was crunk. I was like, I would like to play it, man. And then the fact that not only like are there two sides to the song, right? You have the jig, and then you got when the electric guitar comes in. It kind of shows like, in a sense, it's like it resembles the boss fight, right? Because you know you jump on his head, you're like, oh, this is a pretty easy boss. King K. Rool ain't all that. And then he dies, and then you have the credits going, and then you realize the credits are the character names, like the monster names and all that. And then like, is this the end? And then while the music is still going off, you see King K. Rool get back up, and now he's hopping all over the place, dropping cannonballs on you, and think he's just getting real. So, like I said, man, like, it's a classic game, but DKC is one of those games I felt it aged flawlessly. I got an alarm going off.
So, yeah, I thought I heard something.
I didn't want to speak out. It's my first day on the job. Didn't want to pick off management. So
I don't know how that alarm. Anyways, but that game, like, they had music all around that was phenomenal. But the King K. Rool theme, dude, honestly, it literally got your blood pumping because you legit fought the same, like, you fought all these different bosses twice because there were 2 variations, and then you get to the King K. Rool, and you got the dude tossing a crown at you, running back and forth. It got crazy. And like I said, the music really. If it wasn't for that music, I don't think the fight would have been as memorable, to be honest with you.
I'll give you that.
But Jake, what do you think about the music? Because you for sure grew up playing DK.
So I like from start to finish that game's a masterpiece. Both of how it looked and how it sounded, and even how it played. Like that was one of the games where, like, at that time, you can see that this game is going to hold its own with Mario. He's like the franchise, and you got this game that it makes you forget about Mario. Like Super Mario was good on the Super Nintendo, but Donkey Kong just had a different vibe to it.
Rare was on their game. No pun intended.
Yeah,
like they were going.
And the fact that you can play 2 players at the same time, like with Mario, you have to wait your turn, and you're kind of competing. You can do that as well on Donkey Kong Country, or you can play at the same time. And like, of course, at first you're just following, but when your partner gets hit, you're kind of like at this frozen state where you have to press pause and you're up. And so you're trying to complete the game together.
And then, like, you have Diddy Kong with the speed and Donkey Kong with the strength.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, for me, like I said, that boss music with King K. Rool's boss music, especially when I heard it in Smash, I was like, bro, done.
Yep.
I mean, granted, I don't think the Smash one is as good as the classic, but dude, that his boss music aged like fine wine, in my opinion.
I mean, the game, I agree with both of y'all. The game is iconic. I mean, I believe it was one of the first ones that was actually 3D,
Yeah.
And seamless, it seemed. I mean, like, you play it now and you can obviously feel like, man, this, the jumping is so laggy and why is it so, it's so short, so this and that. But, man, back in the day, it was the best looking game. And that's something I feel bad for people nowadays. You aren't going to grow up like we did where it was like 8-bit to...
Don't feel bad because if you have a Switch, you can play. Like, literally,
yeah.
I beat this game like 4 days ago, just because I like how how Juicy was telling me that when he has a bad day, he likes to play A Link to the Past. For me, when I'm having a bad day or I just want to blast through something, it's DKC, hands down. But all right, man, let's go on to the next one, right?
So jumping off of that. I mean, it looks like we're just like reminiscing Super Nintendo games. To be honest with you, the one Jeremiah brought up. I mean, I don't know it enough. Like, I played a little bit when I go to my abuelita's house. My uncle had the system, we'll play it, and the music was iconic. But we mostly played Super Mario. We mostly played Donkey Kong. But one of my favorite games still to this day is Super Metroid. And the third boss, well, I guess depending on how you rate the bosses, like what you consider a boss. This boss is going to be the plant boss.
The sports boss, or apparently it goes by Bot Wound boss, or whatever. No, Bot Wound is the snake in the water one, right? My bad. Continue.
Yeah, this one is the big eye piranha plant looking one. And so the thing about Super Metroid, there was 3 different boss musics that just kind of got reused throughout the game. And so the one for the sport boss got reused in other bosses, but the reason I love it for this boss is because the cinematics to it. When this boss will come down and just bop its head, and it was like bopping it to the music, and then it would just freeze and open up its mouth, and it just went well with the music. Um, and to me, like when I was younger, it was a hard boss to beat. Like now, it's like super easy. Like I don't know why it had so much trouble, but it's because you get mesmerized by the emotion of the boss and the music. It's like hypnotic at points.
Yeah, I can see it being hypnotic. Like I said, it's moving at a slow, easy pace. Well, also, it kind of looks like he's smiling at you as he's bopping his head.
Yeah. And so, like I said, the same theme is on other boss, but with
it's only
him,
on another boss. It's only him and that dragon and the water boss, the Botwood boss. Yeah.
I thought it was on another one too, but if it's just those two, it just hits different.
The stage, like,
the stage and his motions just go with the music perfectly. And so that would have to be my number one pick, just because the memories, but also the way it goes about. So if y'all haven't, I know Isaac's playing it, but you can actually look up the video of someone fighting the boss, and you can see for yourself how it just goes perfectly with the theme.
I'm gonna show it right now, because, and if you're listening over our streaming platform, I'm sorry that you can't see this, but you can hit up our YouTube and you'll see it. It'll be right there. Trust me. Big trust. So I'm playing like that's what we're talking about. The motion of it, how the music flows with the scenery and all that. Like it pulls itself together. And in the words of the Big Lebowski, it really pulls the room together.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's just brings back so many memories.
Oh yeah.
And see, for me, I never played the game personally, so I've played iterations. I played Fusion, but I didn't play Super Metroid or anything like that. So, but I have heard a lot of the soundtracks. I mean, you can't avoid most of the music from back in the day, and definitely is a really good song. One I can't remember listening to, but I'm sure I have. But never played the game, so watching it's kind of interesting.
Well, so as you being our new member, and maybe our fans may like this. Who knows? How would you guys like to see Jacob coach, or not necessarily coach, maybe hold his hand, Jeremiah through Super Metroid? I'm giving him my old Elgato, and they could record that together, and Jacob can help Juicy beat Super Metroid for the first time.
Shoot.
Let us know. Maybe that'd be a thing.
So tilted at his actions. We play very different styles, and I'll be watching him play, and I'll be like.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? It would be in the sense of you're there, so he can ask you for help. But if he's not asking you for help, you just gotta let him play, bro. You gotta let him experience the game.
Just let him fly.
And then it's entirety.
You gotta let me fly, baby.
That could be a thing we're doing. That could be a thing. That could be a little series we'll do. That should be fun. It shouldn't even be that long. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. But okay. So let's go ahead and head up Juicy J again for his second boss music.
Second boss music, I will say this is my number one now. I do love Link to the Past, but this took the series as a whole. It is the Metal Gear Rising Revengeance soundtrack as a whole, but it has to be this way. Senator Armstrong's boss theme. An iconic song, everyone fell in love with it when it first came out, but it just slaps for no reason. Well, it does actually for a reason. That fight, I believe at the time, was like one of the longest boss fights like in a while, like in gaming history or something like that. But it is a very tough battle. Go ahead.
I got to ask because I was gonna throw one of theirs in the mix. Is he the third boss?
No.
Or is this the boss where the main character hear the voices of?
No, that's Monsoon. That's
okay.
So that song is Stains of Time. I love the series, and that's a great one too. And honestly, I was watching that when we were considering this. I was like, "That's right. I really love this." Whenever he becomes Jack the Ripper again and stuff like that, to wash away the anger. Mostly because that song and Mistral's song, Stranger, I Remain is they both have the same concept, but then I remember it's like, wait, hold on, and I went and listened to this again. So playing the game and you listen to the boss music whenever it comes on.
I'm gonna keep it going because
you
it pops.
so usually, like, let's take a Monsoon's fight for instance, right? So the game starts. You hear that there's words in the song, right? When you start to fight a boss theme, either it's just the instrumental at first, or in the case of Monsoon, it says wash away the anger, and then you don't hear any more words, and then you're just fighting with the instrumental. And then at some point the words kick in, but it's usually only like half the words, like maybe the first verse, or first verse through the chorus or something like that. And only when you start getting closer to beating the boss does the full song play, and it usually tries to end or does end on the last line, like Sam's song. In the end, it has to be this way. So Monsoon's the Saints Time is a good one because it really showcases that, right? However, when you figure that out, if like me, like I figured that out when I was playing. I was like, man, this is freaking amazing, right? That's so hype because I'm all about music and getting you in the situation. When you get to Armstrong after the speech, after the huge reveal, after the oh my gosh, this guy is awesome. After Nano Machine's son, like when you go to fight him, it's the full damn song. There is no hint of when this is ending. This is the final song. This is it. I mean, you're in it for the long haul. And it's just playing. It's just this. It was an epic lead up, and I can't think of a more iconic song than that, in my opinion. For the series, for gaming like that as a whole, that was just one of my favorites, and just everything that pulled into it. So
it was a great game. I love that game. That's one of the ones where I was like going back because I remember loving the whole soundtrack. And then when I went back and listened to all the boss themes, I'm like, man, these hit different when I was younger. And the only one I really, really enjoyed was, I think it was the third boss. The other ones were like a little too like heavy rock for me. Like I said, it's just different taste when I was younger to now. But the game as a whole is just outstanding.
It's a masterpiece, yeah.
Yeah.
And I like I said, it was just done so well. The pull in for the music was done fantastic. And so, like I said, when I had that realization with the Monsoon fight, and then you just go through the rest of the game, then you get there, and I was just like, oh crap, like so this is it. And then it's just so hard, even when you're going through blade time or blade mode or whatever, and you're trying to fight him off, and nothing seems to be working. He ain't even flinching. Other bosses will at least take some damage. You're like, oh, screw you. But this guy's just kind of like, whatever, Gosh, it was such a good game. But yeah, so that's mine.
Nice. I mean, I've never played it, but I remember
good.
I remember seeing Jacob play, and it did look kind of cool. So maybe one day. But I do want to play other Metal Gear games. But we'll see.
Highly recommend that one. It is different than other Metal Gear games. I'm going to say that. But
I mean, I might get a lot of hate for this. It's the only Metal Gear game I actually enjoyed.
It's preferences. It's a good series. I will say that's my favorite one of the series. It's just I was more into that. But also, I would say that the reason I like that is because I also like Zone of the Enders and really high-paced action type things. And there was a little set where you could get Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance as a demo if you bought the Zone of the Enders HD collection, which is what first got me into that. And yeah, I just love the fast-paced, high-intensity fighting. It's pretty great. Of course, you can also sneak around, but yeah, I would say try it, Isaac. I highly recommend it.
I mean, it looks cool. So yeah, maybe
good.
One day. I'm currently playing through my RE games right now. But
respect.
And shout out to the people that stopped by my stream last night. You guys were awesome. That was really cool. Got 4 new subs that night.
I definitely do like watching live, and it seems like a lot of people do like watching like older games. People run through them again.
That was my first time playing. So
really.
So it's a blind playthrough.
Makes sense. You didn't know to go left every time I was trying to help you all night.
All right. So this game. So okay. So everyone that knows me, let's see if Jacob remembers. I always ask him this question. Jacob, what's my all-time favorite game?
Mega Man X.
Mega Man X. And Mega Man X is literally the game that's built for boss music. Okay?
Yes, it is.
Fair. And I thought, and honestly, it's a shame that it's not on here. It's a sin that it's not on here. But I wanted to challenge myself because I feel like it's blatantly obvious. I would pick like boss like any of the. Personally, my favorite. I know people like Storm Eagle. I'm more of a Spark Mandrill guy myself, but they're all great.
See, I had the ping one on my list. The ice stage.
Well, actually, those aren't boss music. Those are stage music. I retract my statement.
I mean, but it leads into the boss.
I don't know if it counts. I don't think I count that. That's probably why I didn't go with it. Now that I think about it. But anyways, this game I had to play 3 times because the first 2 times I stopped playing after an hour. But by the 3rd time, I fell in love, and it was phenomenal. And it was Final Fantasy 15, right? GCJ, you play FF15?
Yes, I did. Okay. I see that you like. Yeah, I guess I see it on the stories. Like, I see you, bro. Like,
all right. So it's not. In my opinion, this boss theme. I'm gonna start playing it now. This boss theme should have been the final boss theme, because this, for me, when it came to boss games, this peaked it. There was nothing better than Apocalypse Noctis when he was going against the Leviathan.
Yeah.
Alright, because you're literally playing the whole game, and it's all yeah. You know, you gotta go get married. You know, you gotta go find wifey. And then you get to the big city, and they're like, oh, Luna Freya's over there. And you're like, all right, I'm on my way. And then she summons the Leviathan, and then you're like, oh shit. And literally Noctis goes freaking on Neo and starts flying, and just starts blasting them with his swords and whatnot. But it doesn't get even like it, but it gets better as the fight goes on, because yeah, it's quick action, but like the impact with the orchestra in the background, it sets it to a whole nother level. And that's when this game won me over. And then you see Bay get killed, and then it just adds to it. This boss music is just full of emotion. I felt more emotion in this part of the game than the final boss.
Damn. I mean, but it was good.
I haven't played it yet. Not that I don't want to. I want to. Just haven't.
But like, do you have a copy of it? I've got 2 actually. I can grab it.
I'll take it.
Dude. I bought it on Black Friday. Played it, hated it. Played it again, hated it. I was bored enough. I was like, you know what? F it. I'm gonna muscle through it. And I found this masterpiece. And I'm so grateful that I did not give up.
It was a great game. I mean, some people liked it, some people hated it, I guess. I think it was a great game.
I see why people hated it. But the people that I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the people that hated it for the reasons they hated it are the ones that were like me, that played an hour, maybe 3 hours tops, and they're like, yeah, no, I'm done. He's just an emo, depressed kid. But when you actually play the game, when you play the game and get the story,
beats Backstreet Boys, you know?
Exactly. No, but the thing is, but when you play the game with that story, you're just like, okay, you know what? This dude's legit. Like, this dude is legit.
Yep. He's coming up. He's trying to be the king, baby. Well, he has to be.
He is the king, baby. What you talking about?
Man.
He is the king. That dude.
It's a great game. It's a great game. I think
top tier.
Yeah.
Like a game I plan on playing through again since I got a PC, because I want to see how that looks on PC. Oh my god. But I mean, GCJ, you got any comments to that for Jake or Jacob?
I mean, my thing is, I'm gonna play it. I do like Final Fantasy. I still really enjoy the Final Fantasy 13 saga.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people hate it, but I absolutely love those games.
Hey, I just started that for the series, by the way. It's free on Game Pass. I might as well.
Mm-hmm.
I loved all of them. The second one was a little weird, but I still enjoyed it. And the third one, Lightning's Return, was amazing.
Makes sense. That one's not free on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one, I would say out of all 3, that one was the best one.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to play 15.
It is backwards compatible though.
So, I mean, my thing is I get a copy. I'm gonna probably try to play it. I'm trying to play Isaac's recommended one, Trials of Mana.
Trials of Mana. That game's
Trials of Mana, man. Play
a
that
masterpiece. A masterpiece.
It's starting off slow, but I'm
Look,
trying to push through.
I want to say this. He's complained about starting off slow, and he suggested I play Ni no Kuni.
Ni no Kuni is a masterpiece.
That
was
no, I'm sure it's great, but literally you have 3 hours of cutscene before the game starts.
The beginning is pretty slow too. But yeah, I'm going to jump on Final Fantasy 15. So don't
I'll bring it tomorrow.
The thing is, Trials of Mana is a slow game. I'm not a slow game. It's a short game.
Short game. Yeah, that's what you told me.
For RPG standards, that's a very short game.
Yep.
But yes, Juicy. Any more comments on my song?
Oh, I agree with you. It didn't get much better than the Leviathan fight, and after that, like things happen afterwards. And since Shake's gonna play it, I'm not gonna say anything more to it. Mm-hmm. But you can definitely, it's like that. That felt like the climax. At this point, we're literally just going through the motions to catch up with the story that we saw at the beginning. Yeah. So that's how I felt. But I did still like it. Still fun.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Yeah.
Like I felt the Leviathan should have been held later because that was just legit.
Yeah. I feel like that whole entire scene maybe, but but that's an opinion, and me and my multi-million-dollar idea still hasn't made a game that sold near as well. So
yeah,
but I respect it, man. I like it.
Appreciate it. Now, Jacob decided to stick with the Super Nintendo, and we're going.
I had to, bro. Like when I was thinking of this,
you're fine. No, you're fine. Now, for those of before, I want to give this an introduction. Okay, can I give it an introduction?
It deserves
that. This game is a game not recognized by many, but it should be. It is not on the same pedestal as the Street Fighters, the Tekkens, but it should be. This game is what made Jacob the man he is today.
Oh.
And that's Killer Instinct. And the boss music for this is Idol's theme.
Yep. Idol. Now, the first half, as you listen to it, you're going to listen to the first half and be like, this ain't great. This isn't all that. It's kind of, weird. But you got to picture yourself. You're going up the ladder like you do in Mortal Kombat. If you never played Killer Instinct, you go up the ladder just like Mortal Kombat. And the last 3 bosses are always Spinal, Fulgor, and Idol. And you're itching up till you finally get to Idol, and he's just wrecking you hard. Like nothing you can do to beat this guy. And when you're fighting, like I said, the theme isn't great. It's not. It's the second half of his theme that makes it amazing. It sounds amazing. The emotions you're going through while you're hearing it, because you just accomplished something that's very hard to do, especially on the hardest mode. And you got that theme just blaring, making you feel like you're the best in the world.
And here's when I hear this, all I hear is
right?
And for those who don't know what that is, when you're doing the combo, there's a thing in the game called combo breakers, and he spammed the hell out of combo breakers, and it launches you in the air, and he'll stomp his leg, going and he'll start regenerating his health.
Yep, regenerating his health, and then just jumping up and landing on you. You can't block it. You're going to take damage, and so you have to find a way to counter it. And it's a pain in the egg. Like it is seriously. And when you finish him, and you knock him up, and it's like I said, Mortal Kombat. He's knocked up, and he's falling off stage.
And this is the song you hear at the end.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let it keep going.
He falls into the pit, and he's just slowly, burning down until his tiny 2 little heads are just underneath the lava. And boom, you're just like that great feel of joy.
And may I say, and you know what this has in common with DK when it comes to boss music or the game in general? It's made by motherfucking Rare.
Yep.
Who knew what they were doing?
Rest in peace.
Now that they
were a masterpiece back in the day, man. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they're doing.
But all right, that wraps up our favorite boss music. And granted, there's more. There's plenty more that we like, and that's not to say we may not have a part. We'll have a part 2 of this, because there's one song that I'm just gonna say the name of it, but I'm not gonna play it unless you.
I'm surprised you didn't say, because I was gonna pick it.
Which one?
Sonic Battle Adventure 2.
Yes.
The ending. I know, bro. I know.
Yeah, but that wasn't the one I was about to say. But yeah, that one deserves, and that one will be featured on one. But this one goes to a game I never played, but I've seen countless playthroughs of it. Dark Souls 3 Prince Lothric's theme.
Bro, that was on. Oh my gosh.
I never played it, so I don't know.
I'm going to play. I'm going to play. This is an honorable mention. I'm going to play that.
Honorable mention. That song is amazing from start to finish, and the fight is amazing. It's a masterpiece, especially when Lorien, was it? Mm-hmm. Comes in. It's like, I'm on my way, and he leads in. The music's blaring. It's halfway through. It's about to start the big kick up, and he's like, oh dear brother, rise if you would, because you've already beat him. And he's like, for that is our curse. And then he gets up and he's holding his brother on his back. Completely different fight at that point. It is one. Oh my gosh! Like it was close because that's such a good song. It's hype. Dark Souls is not from software to begin with,
and Dark Souls
apparently is not good enough to make the list.
No, it was on. Like I was
from software, man, bro. There's so much that this list. Like my thing is, I had to pick iconic, but my thing is that my lists go far and wide, mostly from Armored Core to Dark Souls. I mean, from the Sif's theme from Dark Souls 1. Through many things, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne even has some good stuff. Like that whole series.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't go with Sephiroth's theme. I thought you would.
So here's the thing, right? So here's how you know that this theme is legit. Like I said, I never played the game. All I did was watch let's plays of the first, second, and third one, just because I'm never gonna get around to playing them because I don't have the desire to play it. And as I'm watching people play it, though, I mean, I'm enamored by it. It looks amazing.
It is.
Like I'm playing Sekiro off stream right now because I'm having fun with that. But Dark Souls is not a game where you're like, yo, that soundtrack, kill it. Like it's legit, right? It's a very quiet game. And I just remember I was taking my notes for my class, and the guy goes into this boss battle, and then I hear the song, and I legit put my pencil down, and I was like, what is this? And that song just stuck with me for years. I'm like, yo, this song is legit, dude.
I will agree that Demon Souls and Dark Souls had some softer, especially Demon Souls had softer songs to it. Mm-hmm. But Dark Souls 3 freaking brought it from the Nameless King to this, to Pontiff, to the Port of Boreal Valley, which is one of my favorites. Even the Dancer song, which should be more of a wispy song, but it's actually just like epic as crap. There are so many good things about that soundtrack. When I got the game, I got the deluxe edition, came with the soundtrack, all the stuff, and bro, I was blaring that up at work, like in my car. Like I loved everything about it, and of course I listened to it before I started playing it, so of course, hey, I like these songs. Then you get to this boss battle, it's like that cements it. Between that and the Nameless King, I have no words. These are great, yeah. But this one out of the series, I think was the best one. I agree with you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So if you guys have any recommendations, suggestions, leave them down in the comments. Also, Juicy, if you hit up our social medias, you'll know when we upload a new episode, or I'm gonna start posting on Twitter when I go live, and I'm start doing that more often now. But you can hit up our socials at Duelist Chat on Instagram and on Twitter, and I think Jacob's or Juicy is doing a Facebook thing, so when that's up and ready, we'll post that. But
yep, we'll get it going.
Yeah, but since we got GCJ now, if you hit up our socials, you could get either Jacob or GC on the other.
Follow us on TikTok.
Oh, and we have a TikTok. I forgot.
Yeah, follow us on TikTok.
We have a TikTok. And and then if you're if you're not listening to us or watching us or know that we're on YouTube, please stop by, give us a sub, ring the bell, that we can be here live, and you can chat live with us, give us your opinions. And yeah, I think we're good here, right, boys? Juicy, thanks. Hand for Juicy, his first episode as an official member.
Thanks. It was good. It was good to be here. It was good to be here. But I loved it.
Awesome. But all right.